Okay, hello. So we're back today, and let's go ahead and start shading this card. Now, I'm gonna tell you I am not such a very good shader. All the things I learned by doing it myself and watching YouTube videos on shading. So I'm just going ahead and make a new layer that I'm. Okay, this is split. Okay. Um, So there's nothing on this layer, and I am just going to name this layer the shading layer. And in shading, I start with the smallest value, and I am going to take a bigger brush, and I'm going to use this marker because this gives some nice blending options. And I'm going to press K to have the okay, to have my um, curve tool. I'm gonna take the, okay, that's more like it. Okay, and I want the lines to be on top of my shading, so I'm just gonna lower this. Yes, so now I got this. Uh, Side view, no, side view isn't counting anymore. It's side view plus. Okay, so I got my lines on top of my shading now. Okay, that's good. Now I am going to start thinking about how this car is shaped. So I guess this is something that goes like, I'm gonna take another brush. I'm gonna go like, so this is probably going to be something that goes like this. And this will go also something like this. And this will go also something like this. Okay. Um, this will also have something going on like this. And I am using these lines to have an idea on um, how this car flows, because we want to have a consistent shading. And this will be something like this. And maybe this will be something like this. Okay. So this will be something in a negative. Um, so this will be probably go something inwards. And I'm going to start with shading that first. Okay, so I should have put these markers on a different layer. So I'm just gonna go ahead and my side view plus layer, I'm going to go ahead and draw them again. So to give me an idea of how this is flowing. So this is flowing like this. And there you have something like this. And here you have, we'll have something like more like this. This will be something like this, okay. And here also something that goes like this. And here's something that goes inwards. Okay, yes. And from there to there, you will have something that goes like this to give this body some curvature. Okay, and this will go something like this. Okay. Okay, so we put it in side view plus, and that was not such a good idea because they're gonna destroy our paint, our drawing. So I'm just gonna make a new layer. So give it curves, and let's do it again. Now pretty quick. I quite know how everything works now. This is going to be go inside and okay, this will be a straight line. This will be also a straight line, a little bit like this, and something like that. Okay, and maybe something over here that goes like this. Okay, so I'm gonna make these not so prominent, and I am now switching to my shading layer. Okay, and in shading layer I'm taking this brush. Okay, and that's it. I got this already. So now I go ahead and this will be dark. This down here will also be dark. This will also be dark. And something like this will be dark. This will be darker on top. Okay, and in the arch itself it's gonna be really dark. Okay, and there's not gonna be so much light in there. It's gonna catch some light, but not so much. Okay. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. This is going to be dark. So let's go ahead and make this a little bit darker. Go ahead. And this is going to be also dark. This is going to be lighter. And here we're gonna have some transition on um I'm gonna make this a little bit darker, the top one. So I am going to turn off. I'm going for this, and now I am just going to use the freehand brush, but go ahead with big, big strokes. Okay. And I'm sorry if I don't talk this much when I'm coloring and shading. It's because I am very focused now on how does the shading work. Um, as I've mentioned before, I am not a very good shader, but I try to be. So I always try to do my best when shading, and sometimes it works out and sometimes it doesn't. So now here I have these. I want to get rid of that. I'm gonna give this some nice sheen, nice shining going on. And on top of that, I am going to put another. Okay, got some latency because my hardware is rendering and doing stuff. Um, and I am streaming this live to YouTube, so my old hardware is having some issues. And it's going like, "What are you doing? I can't keep up with you. I was not designed for this." Okay, so now let's go ahead and shade that a little bit in more. Okay, cool. Cool. This gives some metallic effect. Okay. And we're gonna give that some really dark shading, some more dark shading, because um, that's really in there. And this is where the power of Inkscape comes. You can actually zoom in and then change your brush to something small and then get into those really little details that just make it pop a little bit more. Okay, and I'm going to clean this up with the eraser tool. Okay, okay, cool. And now I am going to, this is going to be darker also, so with the eraser tool, going to something. Cool. And again with the eraser tool, I am just going to clean this up a little more, a bit more. And there you don't have any color coming in. Now I am going to take this felt tip and soften this up. And I'm going to make this a little bit darker. Okay, now this is what we need. Okay. Now I am going to go ahead and clean this up a little bit with the eraser. That way the shading comes out really nice. Okay. And this is a thing I love about MyScape. You have this. It's like really my paint. It's like really painting and coloring, like when you were a kid, and that's really a nice experience. I believe for me it is, um, and it gives you some freedom on how to color, and it gives you the tools of the digital age and making these colors work. And that is something that I find really nice to have these days. And that's a bit too strong, so I'm gonna go ahead and Control Z. I'm gonna make my brush bigger so that it doesn't. Okay, and now I'm going to make my brush, and I'm actually uh, painting white on this because I want this sheen to pop out really good. And I am going to have some shading going on here, so let's go ahead and go with the lightest of values. I'm gonna drop some dark gray on that also to give it the impression that it goes inwards. Okay, I'm going to accentuate that with like this. Okay, so this is farther away, this back end piece. So I'm gonna accentuate the contour. Okay, and my paint is crashing on me. And I am going to save this before everything crashes. And it crashed. So let's go ahead and see if the auto recover works really well. MyPaint, and you can't believe how and I am going to save it directly on my desktop and sketchings, good sketches, in a new folder, and save it. Let's see what what has been saved. Oh, oof, thank you. Thank you. So let's start with the back here, and go ahead and take the airbrush and go with a the color palette. I'm gonna put this there. I'm gonna go with this this brush, and as you can see, sometimes you actually, if you put a line like this, you can go up and up, and you get your curve. Go up, and I just hold Control. Okay. So now I'm going to start to try to paint this some more. That's not working. It actually looks really terrible. So let's think. From here on, it should have been dark. And there it should have been more lighter. Okay, and we're gonna have an area where it shines. I'm gonna clear this while we're at it. Um, Sometimes it's necessary to take a smaller eraser. Uh, okay. And now I am going with this brush. I am going in and do some detailing, or maybe use this pencil. Gonna see what this pencil does. Too much. Okay, that pencil doesn't work. I'm gonna use my airbrush. Okay, so I hope you see how I go about and start shading. I'm not so. Oh, there we go again. Not. Oh, not again. So I guess my laptop is overheating so much. It's kind of hot also. So let's go ahead and I'm going to uh, pull it up again and I'm gonna save it. Okay, record and recover and save. And I am going to put it on my desktop and just go into sketching, some good sketches, new folder, recovered file. Okay, and now file view, fit to view F11, and I am just gonna clean up a little bit. I hope my hardware doesn't fail me now. I want to be end shading. Yes. As I said, I don't want to do the eraser. Okay. Okay. So let's call it a day, and thank you all for watching. I'm sorry my hardware is failing on me. I have to take apart my laptop again to see if I can change and help it from not getting so hot. Maybe put some new paste on it. Thank you for watching. Let's save this out to YouTube, and I'm gonna make this the 2. If you like it, uh, give a thumbs up. And maybe if you're new to the channel, subscribe so you can see me working and you see me painting. Um, if you have some comments and questions, I feel free to ask anything you want in the comment section, because I'm going to try to answer everything. So thank you for watching, and till next time. Bye.